Guys, we're here at the Fredericton Regionals and we're here with
Jorome.
And what'd you do today?
I finished 4th in Swiss playing Mitsurugi Ryzeal.
So why did you choose to play this deck today instead of the Fiendsmith Ryzeal variant?
First of all, because I do not possess the Fiendsmith, but I just really thought that the Mitsurugi cards put a lot of pressure, so they just are explosive enough to just run over any matchups.
Yeah, this guy beat me in the last round here at table 2, so very good player, very good match it was, well, for him, but any shows you want to give before we dive on in?
A couple of them. I want to shout out my boy Jacob because he's the one that told me to play this deck. He showed me the Mitsurugi cards and told me these are really good. I went, you are right, I want to play these. I bought Ryzeal, I went with it. And he's the one that convinced me not to play Blue Eyes this event. I am so glad I didn't play Blue Eyes. Shout out to Brendan, he lent me the Mulcharmies, guy from Quebec City. And shout out to all the boys from Quebec that made the trip.
Well, congratulations regardless on your top 4. You get a beautiful deck box and the mat and your invite. So well, show us what you got.
Yes, so we're going to start ahead with the main deck. So Mitsurugi engine, we decided to cut to the bare minimum. So a couple of people played 2 of the big purple one. We decided to cut to 1/1. Honestly, it is amazing. I've opened the big orange a couple of times, but that's not a big deal. It is the 1/1 really matters. In the side deck, sometimes people side out we talked about side down the bare minimum, like cutting out the 1 of this, 2 of these, only keeping this. And I really regretted one time cutting the 1 Saji, so just cutting as much as ritual spells. So you have fodder if you ever get into the ritual spells is really good. So these I would not never change. That's all for the snakes. Next, oh, and then the 1 trap, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So I played the 1 trap. We talked about it. Not all people play it. I decided 1 because it's usually the 1 final in the coffin. Like when you go full board, usually this is the 1 card that just assures you that they do not out your board, and it's recursion. I thought it really good. So I would keep it. Also, I thought it was really good. For Ryzeals, we go on 3-3-1, 3-3-2-1.
So you're only playing 2 sword.
Yes, we had to make a couple of cuts. 2 swords was fine. It's the worst starter. This is the best starter. Don't let anyone say otherwise. X is really good. I've opened it a lot of times today. It is really good. It does everything. 2 sword was. I never needed 3 of this. It is really good.
What's really important in this deck is that these guys only lock you into rank 4s in the extra deck, so you can still summon out your Mizuguri rituals in your main deck. So this is why X is an amazing starter.
Yeah, because X does everything without your normal summon. So if you open, the reason why it's the best one is because if you open this one, you still have your normal summon available to normal summon the Saji if you want to get into your ritual spell. So that's why it's really good.
Compared to your normal summon of Ice.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's
well,
very nice.
Ice can get to it, but the combo is a little convoluted and lose to like every entrap, so it's really not that good. And of course, playing the 1 cross would never change it. This card is broken. And then the 3 bonfire to get as much X as possible in your hand. For non-engine, there's 3 nibs, 3 Fuelos, 3 Ash, 2 Veilers, 3 Imperms, and 2 TTTs.
So I'm going to ask why only 2 Veilers. We talked about this in our match.
Yeah, so the funny story is when I came into the venue this morning, I was missing 1 sleeve. So I could not play 3 Veiler. I was missing 1 sleeve, so we had to cut 1. I went, just cut the 1 Veiler, it doesn't matter. And honestly, I sided out Veiler a couple of times because just the 2 of, and it went amazingly. TTT, I was expecting it to be a lot better. I was kind of underwhelming for the tournament, honestly. I ripped 1 from hand once and stole his Caesar another time. It was the only time it was live. 1 time opened it, never changed, activated anything, so it was never live. Ash were always good, Imperm was okay, Nib was fine, and Mulcharmy is the best card in the game. It is the best card in the game. That card is completely stupid. So that is all for the minute. It's 41, as I said. We might have went on 42 with the 3 Veilers, but 41 worked perfectly. And if you ever want to just open more starters, 41 works, and less entraps just open. It was really fine. So for the extra, you pay the 1 Typhon. This is just if you're losing, you want to try to switch momentum. It kind of works, not always all the time, mostly because you let yourself in rank 4s in your deck, so it's not always live. but it's there if you ever had to go into Entrap War.
Did you ever find yourself using the Typhon, or?
Today, it never came up, but I was never dissatisfied with having him available at all time.
Fair enough.
It really is. If you want to get into a hand trap war, you can just normal summon one guy, make Typhons, try to swing. It turns off the detonator, so that's really, really good. Only thing that happens, it doesn't turn off the Desire, that's the main problem with this card. But it's okay, I would not change it. The one Greeter came up a lot, really good. We're playing 2-2 on the Ryzeal extra deck monsters. A lot of lists only play 2 and 1s. It depends. I've seen both. I've seen 2 and 1s and 1s and 2s. I went for 2-2 because I had 2 spare, 2 like flex points in the extra deck. And for real, 2-2 is amazing. I went a lot of times for the anti-nib combo, which requires you to pitch one of either. And usually what people do is they pitch like the 1 detonator, keep only the 1-1s, and then they play around nib that way. But I found that having the second detonator always came up. People are all out on Metaltronus, so having the second one comes a lot. And there's, as I said, there's 1 or 2 rooms, so 2-2 works a lot, really well.
Yeah, not having to play the Fiendsmith cards is kind of nice because it does clear out your extra deck quite a bit.
Yeah. 2 Eclipse Twins, really good. You might cut it to 1, it never really came up that the second one was needed. Came up a couple times, so I'd keep 2. It's good.
In theory, it's really good.
Yeah. In this deck, this card is amazing. The 1 King, I've seen people play 2. I don't think 2 is necessary. Usually when I went for the 1 and it resolved, entire Fiendsmith, entire Mitsurugi combo went through, so it's really good. Never needed a second one. 1 Tornado Dragon, never came up. Tried to make it once against Patrick, and it got striked. So
I just didn't want to leave the link for the next fight on
so
the field.
never really mattered. The 1 Castel, it was the 15th flex spot. Never came up.
You ever thought about playing Thrust and having the Harpy's Featherstorm with this?
Oh, because it's a winged beast? No, I did not know people did that. It's cute, I guess.
It's kind of win more though.
Yeah, it's kind of win more. I never made this, so it doesn't really matter. The Excited Knight, this card is amazing, regardless of the version you're playing. Of course, if you're playing Fiendsmith card is amazing, but just in pure, 2 clean boards, this card is amazing. You really need this. The 1 Dweller, I never made this today, which is really, truly amazing. But I think you need this card right now, especially in the mirror match. If you want to turn off all the Mitsurugis, this card is amazing. But I never had to make it, so it just happened that way. But this card, I would keep it that way. The 1 Dugaris, that's for the 1 card ice combo. I made it once today and it never mattered because I was so far behind on advantage that it never mattered. But that's why it's there. I would personally cut this card if needs be. And then the 1 Lizard, it's for it's for when you nib someone and you have a nib token. You can normal summon ice, get something, and then you can link off in this, banish itself, reduce something,
effect,
draw
yeah.
1, and then your hex is live. It never came up, but that's why it's there, and I think it's really good. The good thing with the Ryzeal Mitsurugi is the extra deck there's a lot of space. There's like 3 or 4 or even 5 flex spots. And it's kind of nice. You can really adapt it to whatever you want. That's really nice. The side deck is the funniest thing I've ever done today because like half of these cards do not matter. So as I said, I was a little bit like behind on schedule because we drove a lot here to come today. So obviously this card is the best card. Like in the side deck, this card is amazing.
I don't know, Lancia's pretty good against Malice.
Yeah, so I went against 1 Malice. I saw Lancia once, game 3. It clapped the game, so that's why it's there. I will not change this because Malice is really, really, really good. So that's why you want to have an answer for this. Metatronus is amazing. I don't think I'm the first one to play this to tell you guys that this card is really good. It won me my game against Patrick. He won detonator. I can chain this, turn off the detonator. That's really good. There's a couple of other niche targets. Never came up. I heard that you can turn off the water barrier statue with the Abyss Dweller because it's a water sea serpent. That's really fun. That's really funny. So this card's really good, really flexible. It's amazing. And these 2 cards kind of don't matter. I never resolved this card. Like, doesn't matter. This card is
Evenly a little bit old school nowadays.
Yeah, and boards don't really end up on that much on that big of a board, so it doesn't really matter. It was there because I was looking for cards to play.
We threw the side deck together for his deck.
Yeah, like 15 minutes before the event. Yeah.
Because
I mean, you had the important 9 cards. The other 6 don't really matter.
yeah, like,
But Thrust did came up. Usually what I would do is I would side out one of the talents to get into two of these, at least two. This way you have a little more flexibility because your thrust can either be the talent if you need to rip a hand trap if you have a lot of gas, but if you don't have, this card can also be a bonfire. So it can also be a starter if you get a hand trap. So I really like flexibility in Yu-Gi-Oh decks. That's why side deck was as much flexible as possible.
Anything you would change? Like you said that you obviously liked your extra deck, you liked your side deck. Was there anything that you wish that you had that you didn't play, or?
Things that I would have liked.
Like looking back, what would you change the Evenlies for?
That's a good question. Honestly, Meows, I think you need a lot of response to Malice decks because you cannot let Malice go uninterrupted going first.
Yeah,
this
it's
card,
like an
the deck is really hard to play against. So I think more response to the deck is really good. Chaos Hunter can be good, but Chaos Hunter leaves you vulnerable to both TTTs, so it's kind of a gamble. So Meows is a card I've seen a lot of people, and I think it will be really good. In the extra deck has a lot of flex spots, so you can really adapt it. I've seen people play Silent on an Arc to get rid of stuff. More copies of imported cards, maybe a second dweller can be handy. In main deck was really clutch. As I said, if you're on 3 rituals, get that shit to 2. 2 rituals, 1 of each is the perfect ratio.
Well, thank you and congratulations for your deck profile and getting
so
4th
much.
place. Hope to see you again soon. Stay safe. Peace.